I have no idea how that works. It's magic. It's absolutely magic. I think
That's right.
that is a very attractive looking shirt that you have on there, sir. I just wanted to make sure that you knew that as we got started tonight. It's a Thursday night. We're still in COVID land. We're still in January. It's January 30th, 2025. You know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed that time again.
Woohoo!
Damn, that sounds good.
Crisp, like CRISPR.
Yeah.
It's a great investment, Bobby Kennedy Jr. Anyway,
So how are you doing this week, my friend?
highly out of the
You've been
hole. All caught up.
conspicuously silent.
Yeah, just been keeping my nose to the grindstone, working my ass off. Went to the doctor today. Tried to take care of myself.
You getting enough sleep?
Not really. Thank God. I guess you texted me about like 3 minutes ago, which is a
Yeah.
good thing because I was laying down in bed.
Oh, really? Damn. Were you asleep or not even close?
Halfway.
Halfway.
Well, it's because I've got, let's see, Gushers, Jack Hare, what the fuck is this one called? My Cake,
Oh,
Banana
cakes are
Pudding
usually pretty
Thing,
good.
and what's the other one here? Oh, Banana OG, of course.
Oh, of course.
Of course.
How
We've
could you
talked
pass
about
that up?
this before. We have talked
Yeah.
about this before, Drizzle.
The longtime listeners already know that if you're offered anything that has banana OG or Kush in it, the answer is always yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
Or
that
it should
remix
be. I
last
mean,
night with
if you're smart.
that remix last night with Yes and Devo's Whip It performed in a Motown fashion.
No, it was no. That was Daz Band. Whip it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't remember Daz Band?
Yeah, Daz Band.
Yeah.
That's right.
It was Daz Band Dio. There was some Ronnie James in
Yeah,
there.
yeah, there was Ronnie James
Yeah.
Dio action going
That
on
was
there
actually
too.
I thought that was it was like the Lebowski rug. It tied the whole thing together.
And
It was masterful. Absolutely masterful.
what's that guy's name? Who threw all that together?
McClintock.
McClintock.
That's right.
That's right.
I believe his first name is William, but he goes by Bill.
Bill McClintock. That's
That's right.
it. That's the one. That's him.
Yeah,
And so
it's
I
a
would
fantastic track.
as I've learned, because I used to call all the music that I would make where I'm combining my stuff with other people's stuff. I just called it all remixes. But I've since come to learn that not all remixes are the same. And so like what Bill McClintock does, I guess would be more adroitly referred to as mashup.
Yes. I believe that's the actual like genre category label that you're supposed to apply to it.
And so like
I
I
don't care.
realized like my earliest remixes were pretty much all mashups. And it's only been in
Yeah.
the last year and a half that I've gotten to a point to where I make remixes that aren't mashups. That being said, I went back and dug out of the dusty old archives an album that I made 15 albums ago, many, many moons ago, called Gotham Boogie. I uploaded it to the Telegram channel earlier today because I couldn't find an MP3 of the entire album because there was no MP3 of the entire album. It was only a video album. So And after I did that and listened to it a couple times today, I realized I really need to go back through that album now and remaster those tracks. Knowing what I know now, some 2, 3 years later, because a lot of those mashups are really good. You just can't hear the vocals and the levels suck and things I've learned since I made that album.
Yeah. You've got that dead fella disease though. Where he's got to constantly
Keep
go
making
back
more.
and fucking remaster the same thing over and over and over again.
Well, it's only let's see.
I'm the exact opposite, by the way. I'm like, put it down, walk away from it, never fucking look at it again.
Well, that's how I normally am, but for some reason, after seeing the McClintock thing last night, I kept thinking about this mashup I did with the Migos and Daft Punk and
I think I remember that one.
Nile Rodgers, because it's T-shirt. That song by the Migos, T-shirt, 17.5, same color T-shirt.
Yeah.
And I mixed that up with let's see, Nile Rodgers is with the band Chic, Le Freak, say Chic. Um, uh, let's see who else is on that. I don't know. There's 3 or 4 people in that mashup though. But, long time ago, I made that album for a buddy of mine, Uncle Warren, aka Extra Bola. That's why it's called Gotham Boogie, because he lives in the belly of the beast there in
Oh, Lord.
beautiful New York City.
Oh, my goodness.
Mm, I don't know. I just whenever I think of New York City, beautiful is like the last word that comes to mind. So
Right?
I always say beautiful New York City, and just imagine what if they could put into a little glass bottle eau de toilette and name it MTA, scent of MTA.
Yeah.
Um,
Smell
I
like
got I
what?
gotta imagine it's
Day
gonna have
old
a
funk and
strong
urine?
urine odor. It's
Yeah.
gonna be a
I
strong
figured
piss.
there'd be a heavy urine element
Yeah.
to it. For
Maybe
the
some touches of smoke now and flesh.
very
Too soon?
possible. Very
Too soon.
possible. Yeah.
It's too soon.
Sacrifices going on in the New York City subway system, which is always promising. It's a very promising development.
Oof. Man, they really got some issues with that New York transit system. I don't want to call it subway system per se because it's not all of it is underground subway tube. I mean, a lot
Oh
of the
yeah,
New York,
they got some above ground trains too.
yeah, like in Chicago, when you think of the subway in Chicago, you think of the elevated trains, or as it's known, the Chicago L.
Right.
And they've got a lot of elevated transit track running through the 5 boroughs of New York. And most of those elevated train structures that straddle the streets and sidewalks are just rusted hulks of 100-year-old infrastructure in terrible need of replacement. And well, you know what? I don't want to pick on New York City because who's kidding who? The MBTA is way worse. And that would be the Boston transit system
Oh, I've never been to Boston
in
either. Have
Massachusetts.
no desire to go there,
Anybody from Boston or Massachusetts
especially after I
will
saw
know what the
Goodwill
Yona's
Hunting.
talking about.
Yeah.
But they know what I'm talking. Orange Line, MBTA. Oh my God. Yeah. Moving on. I could bitch all night long about how fucked up that shit is. Terrible.
Wait, when were you in Boston?
I've never been to Boston
So how do you know what their public transit system is like?
because I'm a rail buff.
That's right.
anything to do with trains, and I'm just like, well, trains and transit particularly, where those converge. I'm just that's what I geek out on.
Hmm.
Um, and I would say that SEPTA is even worse than MBTA. That would be the Southeastern Pennsylvania Transit Authority, the transit for Philadelphia and Camden stuff,
Right.
New Jersey, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It would be even worse than Boston, except that they just don't have any ridership because people already know. Don't like you're going to ride the SEPTA. Why? Why not just kill yourself? You want somebody else to kill you? Oh, okay, all right. Well, then it makes sense why you would ride the SEPTA.
Man.
Okay.
I just had to check and make sure that your audio was actually going out to the stream.
Oh, is it working?
Yeah, oh yeah, everything's working fine. Like don't worry about it. But I had to check because everything was fucking haywire when I opened up OBS
Oh, of
for the
course.
pre-show. Like all the inputs were wrong, all the outputs were wrong. Like it was a mess. It was an absolute mess.
You know where I
Yeah.
was laying down and didn't do any prep for the show tonight.
You're probably better off.
I totally forgot to send out pizza to our friends in Bluffdale, the
Nah,
National
fuck 'em.
Data Center in Camp Williams.
They're fine.
Maybe that's why it's all fucked up.
I mean, it could be. I don't doubt it. I tend to think it comes more from private industry than it does from government. But I mean, at this point,
Well, it
is there
is a
really any
public-private
separating them?
partnership.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Public-private.
It's the same 6 of one, half dozen of another. At this point, doesn't matter
As the
whether we're
French would
talking
call
about
it, it's,
Facebook or Microsoft or Google or Apple or Disney or whatever.
There's got to be some big tech love in there too. Shout out Larry Ellison.
Yeah. Larry Ellison, CEO of everything.
That's right. Konbanwa, Samurai Ellison. Or is it
How do
Rary
you get
Arison?
that job, by the way? How do you become the CEO of everything? How does that work? Does he run the shadow mirror to the CIA? Is that what it is? Is that what Oracle is?
I thought Oracle was the CIA.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're the private sector version of the CIA, basically. And Larry runs them and has from the beginning, essentially.
Well, if the CIA is the glove, then Larry is the hand inside the glove. There you go. Hand.
That's
glove.
right. And if the glove fits,
there you go.
Yeah.
Best part of all, you wear the glove on the left hand, sit on your hand first till it's numb, then pound it out. It's a perfect stranger. Perfect stranger. Like remember the show Perfect Strangers?
Right, with Larry and
Balky?
Yeah.
Because he ended up doing Beverly Hills Cop, with
Oh, that's
Eddie
right,
Murphy.
he did.
Would you like it with a twist? With a twist? Because, that's when Eddie Murphy busted, he was Alex Foley, the agent, and he busted Victor Maitland. And that's who Balky worked for.
Right. He was like a concierge or some shit.
Would you like it with a twist? A lemon twist?
Damn, that was 40 years ago. Yeah. That's a hell of a memory.
Do. Yeah, they kind of popularized some of the electronic musics in that movie too, because it was hit. It was cool.
Well, yeah, that's the first that I remember hearing it, and that was what 84.
Yeah. Well,
that's when the first Beverly Hills Cop movie came out.
That was kind of hip because I think that the music from Beverly Hills Cop was capitalizing on the already popular Jan Hammer electric synth music that was all throughout Miami Vice.
Nailed it. I get a bonus point.
So that was 84, right? Yep. Yeah. Which, again, because when did Miami Vice first hit? 82? Did it first go out in 82?
I want to say it was like 83, 84. But it might have been 82.
We're all up in the 80s. Oh, and I got a brand new video to premiere tonight.
Awesome.
I don't think it hit
September 16th, 1984.
Bam, you did it again, Chris. You're on a roll, son. I'm going to keep feeding you.
Well, that was right around the time that mom and dad got divorced. So it's very easy to peg, because I remember, when I would go to dad's on the weekends, we would do we could watch Miami Vice if we wanted to, and like he had HBO and Cinemax where mom didn't, so we were watching movies.
So you got your Miami Vice, and then boom,
and MTV.
Funny man Eddie Murphy as a cop from Detroit. Blam. He could just talk his way into anything.
Yeah. And I saw boobs on the big screen for the first time when I was like 8 years old.
Well, you did say Cinemax.
Well, no, but that was in a movie theater. That wasn't at home.
Oh.
That was Trading Places, which I think was like 1981, 82, something like that.
Yeah, that's where he becomes rich. Trade places with rich people. Good movie. Dan Aykroyd.
Still a good movie. It holds up.
Yeah. Timeless classic. So I've got a which I don't think it made the new music potluck last night, so we can throw it up tonight.
Right on.
What you Marijuana got? Flame is what it's called.
Oh, that's right. I meant to listen to that one too, and I forgot. I got distracted.
It's kind of like well, let's just say the whole damn song is tongue in cheek. Because if you don't know the Yona by now, the Yona loves to fuck with some facetiousness and sarcasm to the extreme. Oh, maybe I should pull it up.
I mean, it might help. That's up to you. Again, I can play it. You just won't hear it.
Right.
I think
I had to finish loading this.
I haven't tried it. I might even be able to get stuff from Telegram onto the broadcast now, but I haven't tested it, so I'm not going to do it live on the air and look stupid.
Yeah, I'll talk about that fucker Booby Kennedy later. Shout out, doctor.
You don't want to go ahead and get that out of the way?
No, we're going to get the marijuana flame out of the way first.
All right.
Smoke more of the weeds. It's kind of my thing. I can go into the chat and it doesn't matter what my name is in the chat. It can be shit snip. But as soon as I say smoke more of the weeds, everybody in the chat's like, oh, hey, hi, Yona. So it's my thing.
Well, it's
my creed,
memorable.
My tagline.
Yeah.
There you go.
People love shit like that. They love slogans. They love simple combinations of words that sound good but don't actually mean anything.
And it's like a grammatical thing too, because you can put other thoughts in there, like let's say you're big into MAGA, grab more of the pussies. See, it works.
That does work. I would not be surprised if that was overheard at the inauguration festivities.
Grab more of the pussies. Which is easier to do when you're indoors. You can grab more pussies indoors.
Well, I mean, there's only so many corners you can run to indoors.
And as we know, if it happens in Israel, it's not really rape, is it? Because it's in Israel. Oof. Let's see.
That might be too soon.
Big screen. All right, folks, are you ready to be entertained? This is really meant for radio audiences. Unlike some songs, I did not make this song specifically for the deaf.
Little brother, marijuana? Really?
Big brother, I'm sorry. I just wanted to try it. I wasn't going to smoke the whole thing.
You're just lucky Dad didn't catch you. I'd be cleaning blood out of the carpet for weeks.
You're right. I'm sorry. I just hope you're not disappointed in me.
Look, I got something I gotta show you. Come with me.
So what did you want to show me, big brother?
Look, after I caught you smoking marijuana, it got me thinking of back when I was younger, just about your age, in fact. I almost myself fell into a pit of nothing but drugs and despair, and I couldn't bear to think of you going down that same path.
Live from the 304.
Marijuana is the flame. Marijuana is the flame. Heroin is the fuse. LSD is the bomb.
I made this video game just for death to tyrants. Only you can stop the slaughter. Smoke cigarettes instead, kids. Cigarilla says, you smoke, not dope. Brought to you by the National Cigarette.
Marijuana is the flame.
The black and white clips are from a great movie called Reefer Madness.
My way of thinking without judgment, you might as well be dead. Your brain is, so why not the rest of you? We were talking about marijuana. We still are. Marijuana is the flame.
Live from the
I'll tell you what I know. I know that in fact too many kids that begin with pot end up with heroin, then on to LSD. I know that if you drink, you suffer a loss of judgment if you drink excess. But I also know that judgment returns when you sober up. I know, and so do you. When you flip out on an acid trip, you never know when you're gonna slip out again. This is now, Bentley, not a couple of years ago. We've had time now to see and study the effects of LSD. People who haven't had a dose in weeks sail out on another trip. They never know when. The minute they drop one acid capsule or ingest it in any way they bought the farm, they've lost any chance to depend on and even restore that most precious of all inner senses, judgment. And in my way of thinking, without judgment, you might as well be dead. Your brain is, so why not the rest of you? We were talking about marijuana. We still are. Marijuana is the flame. Heroin is the fuse. LSD is the bomb. Try to equate liquor with marijuana, Mr. Not with me.
Copyright strike for using clips from a 1932 film.
We might.
You may sell that jazz.
I'm pretty sure it's public domain at this point, though.
Well, the only audio I use from him is laughing at.
You can bet he'll turn out a stick or two on marijuana.
want to know what they were smoking.
Marijuana is the flame.
Just be smoking the primo. That shit plays.
Probably some Acapulco Gold.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe some
damn
Maui
Mexican
Wowie.
jazz.
Marijuana is the flame.
Why it's known as the devil's lettuce. He'll say.
Marijuana is the flame. Marijuana is the flame. Heroin is the fuse. LSD is the bomb. Marijuana is the flame. Marijuana.
He clearly knows what he's doing.
Little brother, what are you doing? Throwing your life
Should
away.
be using a bong.
Yeah, man. Wasting it. That big old split there, buddy.
I got to remember to go and get that.
Oh, that track?
Yeah. Download it from the Telegram channel.
And then,
Because that should definitely go in the vault. What, have you got more to play?
yeah, I'm going to save this for a little while later.
Oh, okay.
This other track is called I'm Unvaccinated.
Oh, congratulations.
Well, yeah, it actually applies to me too.
Yeah. I hear there might be some money in that here before too much longer.
This is the Cozy Pure Soap remix because for those that are unfamiliar with coziness, wellness, Cozy 19 is a Brooklyn, New York based rapper. I think who used to work in the medical industry, but would not wear a face mask and ended up going hard in the paint as a rapper. Dare I say, truth rapper. And on this particular track, I'm Unvaccinated. It features, I want to say, Ito the Truth, who is a guest rapper on this track. But as I found out going to the Instagrams, Ito is big in the Brooklyn rap scene. Got all kinds of
really?
followers and stuff. But anyways, it was on AM Wake Up channel a couple days ago. Maybe it was it was Monday morning on the AM Wake Up show. Had some guest on there, and they got toward the end, and the guest was lamenting the fact that there wasn't more music talking about the truth or protesting. At which point he was like, "Hey, dude, there's all kinds of great music out there today."
You can tell that they don't listen to Liberty Radio when you hear people say that.
So, he was like, "Hey, bro, here, let me give you an example." And so the example that was provided, early Monday or about 12:30, around lunchtime Monday, toward the end of his show on my time zone, Eastern time, and he throws up this track, I'm Unvaccinated. I'm listening to it, and I'm like, the music's all right. I really like the lyrics. It's just something's just not clicking with me. And then when I said, I think I'm going to remix this song. And about that time, Cozy jumps into the chat during the show. So I'm like, hey, bro, I'm going to remix your song here. He's like, well, thanks. I was like, well, when I get it done, I'll throw it your way. So I got done, and I'm like, well, how am I going to share it with this guy? And then I realized, well, just like with TikTok, I did start a
Hmm.
DJ High Yona Instagram page,
Oh,
but
wow.
like most everything else, um, I always intend to go on there and like upload a bunch of songs and do other shit. But then I get high and I just don't do anything but
Right, right.
get
You get
high. And so,
disinterested and you're like, why was I?
and so there's people going to my
There's more fun stuff to
Bandcamp
do.
page. And they're like, ooh, there's this new Yona song. I want to download it at the Bandcamp page. Well, you're not going to be downloading it at the High Yona Bandcamp page because I'm a fucking pothead. I haven't uploaded anything there in a couple weeks. Because all I do
At
is get
least.
high and then I go work and make more music and then get high again.
Yeah,
And
but
tell
you
you
kind
what,
of you sprinkle a little bit of everything all over the place.
yeah,
That's kind of your philosophy in life too, I think.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like a Johnny Appleseed, but
Yeah.
it's Cherokee yeet. Um, so there's you know what? The Yona pro tip on this case would be for those wanting the latest, greatest Yona content. First stop should be the Newsy channel. That would
Yeah.
be Grand
Yeah,
Theft
the
World
Liberty Radio
Liberty
Telegram
Radio
channel.
Newsy channel on the Telegrammys.
It's
Second
also
place would
also a
be
good repository for DJ High Yona work.
yeah, it's the largest audio discography of Yona music anywhere on planet Earth.
Yeah, and that was totally by accident. Like that was not something that we planned. It just kind of happened.
And in particular, that Telegram channel, the Liberty Radio Newsy channel, I've got I don't know, at least 5 or 6 full-length albums on there too. At least. There's more than that. I know right off the top of my head, there's 5 or 6 albums on there.
There's a
All
lot
of
of
them
shit on
hour,
that
2
channel.
hours long. Just hit play and you're good, bro.
Oh,
But anyways,
Heavy D is actually checked in on the Odyssey channel tonight. First of all,
shit.
thank you, Heavy D, for showing some love to Odyssey. They need all the
Yeah.
help they can get right now. But also, of course, there's the ever present question: how high the Yona?
Oh, yes. Right now, the Yona is higher than a Chinook helicopter slamming into an American Airlines
It
jet
wasn't
over
a
the Potomac
Chinook.
River.
It was not a Chinook. It was a Black Hawk.
Oh.
It was more maneuverable
Black
than a
Hawk
Chinook.
down. It's Mogadishu and the
It's
Potomac.
Mogadishu all over again, man. They're coming for us.
Son of a bitch.
Yep.
Thank you for correcting my joke. Is it too soon?
I don't think so.
I mean, there's 67 reasons possibly not to make this joke right now, but
Correct, but as many people have pointed out, each and every single one of those people knew the risk that they were taking when they got on that plane. So,
well, didn't
this
they
is
fly
part
out
of assuming that risk.
I mean, that was obviously that's yet another plane crash right outside of DC National.
Yeah. Which
I'm
is,
sorry,
again,
Reagan.
right.
Reagan. Yeah.
Right. I mean, I guess technically we could count the one in 82 in that group, even though it was
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of.
Oh, really?
I mean,
14th Street is nowhere near Reagan.
but now that one hit the Arlington Bridge on approach.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if it was on approach, but it hit the bridge.
Or was
Got
it?
Howard Stern fired from DC 101.
Right. But I mean, because I'm trying to think now, because the American Airlines flight that just hit the water, that just hit the water about what 22 hours ago.
About that, yep.
That was taking off from Reagan.
No, that was landing. It was coming in from I want to say Wichita. what had happened, and this was
So it's
information that I got from the No Agenda show this afternoon. Because again, most everywhere is just spouting a bunch of nonsense.
Right.
What happened was the flight was diverted from their original scheduled runway at the last minute. They were diverted over to a different runway. They had to do a maneuver in order to get lined up again to make the approach for that new assignment. The Black Hawk was going through the area on its scheduled path at when it was supposed to be there, but they weren't getting the radio from air traffic control. So they didn't know about the diversion of the flight from one runway to the other.
Oops.
So it makes sense, and if they're not whoever was running comms in the chopper, if that information wasn't relayed to them, they would have no reason to suspect that there was going to be another aircraft in their space.
And you know, as a
So why
another little hobby
my question
of
is,
mine,
why were they diverted from one runway to the other?
sometimes when I get high, I don't know why, but I will go on YouTube and I will listen to 2 or 3 hours nonstop of ATC chatter.
Hmm.
Or I'm sorry, for those not in the know, ATC is air traffic
Control. Yeah.
And ATC chatter is the back and forth between pilots
And towers.
And the airport tower.
Yeah.
As they're telling them what runway. And of course, I think I've shared some of that ATC chatter on here before. Haven't we didn't I put on one of the ones where Harrison Ford was on the wrong runway and almost hit an aircraft there at John Wayne Airport?
Yes.
And so I've done this before. Now, the earlier crash in the Potomac from said DC National, aka Ronald Reagan Airport, you're referring to the 1982 crash of the Air Florida flight. That actually hit the water, and there were people that performed rescues off of the Arlington Memorial Bridge, but it didn't actually hit the Arlington Bridge. It finally came to a stop short of the Arlington Bridge. It struck the Interstate 395 bridge that goes into DC, taking out a couple vehicles. So it actually killed some of the motorists too. But it was actually taking off from Reagan, but the wings were so iced it couldn't get aloft and just plunged into the river.
See,
whereas
Big H is thinking like I am.
Last night's flight was on a
And who the hell was on that chopper? Because there were three individuals on that helicopter.
I'm sorry, why the hell was a helicopter in the flight path of a landing airplane again?
Again, because originally that plane was not supposed to be there, as far as the crew and the helicopter knew. Because again, it's not like you can just go jump in a Black Hawk and take off and go wherever the fuck you want. They have to go through the process of clearing you a flight path and all of that shit.
So then, how is the Black Hawk not getting the ATC like every other?
Because they don't have to. They don't have to. They weren't going to the airport. There's no reason for them to be tuned in to the air traffic control channel, which is going to be a completely different frequency than the comms that they're using.
How do we not have airplanes and helicopters and drones just smashing into one another just constantly every single day?
Because there's supposed to be cross communication between the military and the civilian air traffic controllers.
But
so that everybody knows where everybody is in the air at all times, especially the military knows where everybody is in the air at all times.
And so
That's
when
what
a
I'm
Black
saying.
Hawk is
It's
flying,
strange. It's strange that this plane was diverted at the last minute to a different spot in the sky, which just so happened to be the same space that was going to be occupied by a Black Hawk helicopter. Why
but then
was
my next
that call
question would
made?
be, okay, I would not expect a civilian aircraft to have any type of radar to show where possible enemy aircraft may be because it's a civilian passenger aircraft. However, on said Black Hawk helicopter, you mean to tell me a Black Hawk helicopter has no fucking way of detecting radar? Has no way of detecting things coming towards it other than looking through the fucking windshield in the year 2025?
No, I'm not telling you any of those things. I'm just telling you what I heard earlier today and what I have deduced as a result of it. The whole thing just kind of smells really, really fishy.
Again,
But there's not enough details to really piece anything together at this point.
I'm going to fault the Black Hawk crew because you're in a military aircraft outside of Reagan Airport because this crash happened over the Potomac,
Correct. Over the water.
over the water, within a tenth of the mile of the airport boundary itself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the plane was
Within
coming in.
hundreds of feet. So this is not an issue of a Black Hawk couple miles from the airport.
Mhm.
This is a Black Hawk literally hovering at the fucking property line of the airport property.
I don't think it was
itself.
hovering. That's the thing, is I don't think it was hovering.
Oh, it was a collision.
Correct.
He
It was
this
a
way,
it was a
airplane
collision.
that way, big flamey ball.
If
then
I had
splash.
yes, if there's video out there of it happening, I mean, I know there's like far off video of it happening. You can't really see a whole lot, but I would imagine kind of how it happened is the helicopter would have been in a stable plane moving forward, and the plane is actually coming down in altitude as it's approaching the runway.
It was a perpendicular strike. I've seen 2 videos.
Yeah.
And you can see the airplane's on descent, and you can see his lights blinking on his wings. And then all of a sudden, at the last second, you've seen something kind of blurring from going from left to right, and then big flashy, flamey ball, and then splashy noises.
Yeah. I saw
And
the
so,
shot from
again,
far away. That was it.
I got particularly the fact that it's at night.
Well, and that's actually a point that Adam Curry made this afternoon, is that factor right there, that it's at night, increases the difficulty of flying, period, exponentially, because there's lights all over the fucking place.
Right.
So you literally have to figure out where it is you're supposed to be pointing the damn thing.
Okay, so now again, you're in a fucking Black Hawk helicopter, basically a tin can with a rotor on top, and you're hovering and flying in a flight path around the actual property boundary of a commercial airport in the middle of DC. What the fuck are you doing, man? And you don't hear ATC? And you don't see big fucking airplanes flying right into the side of your plane because you have no radar and no way to fly at night other than what you can see squinting through your... Come on, man. Come on, man. This isn't fucking running a fucking Huey in Vietnam, sticking it like Rambo, rescuing terrorists from the Viet Cong, buddy. This is 2025.
Have they released the flight manifest?
I don't think so.
That's what I want to see. I want to know who's on that plane. Who was on that plane? Who was on that
They've
helicopter?
got VTOL. They've got radio alignment for the flight path. When they change the flight path, there's no issue with ATC and all the other civilian and commercial aircraft using that very busy commercial airport in the middle of fucking DC. And you don't fly military aircraft, drones, paper airplanes, fucking anything over the goddamn airport at any goddamn time and not be in communication with ATC. I don't give a fuck who you are or who you're flying for. So that's the fuck up. Again, it's the Black Hawk's fault. It's their goddamn fault. How are you going to be flying around the goddamn airport and not know where airplanes are coming and going? I don't care that they changed the flight path. That's why there's an air traffic control tower. And if you're not tuned into the air traffic control tower and you're flying in airport airspace, you're going to get fucking hit. That's what happens. Every time. Over and over again.
So this has happened before? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. There's been plane crashes over and over and over again between things flying around the airport that aren't in communication with the air traffic control tower. So, I mean, same thing happens in harbors where watercraft comes into the harbor. They're not talking to the harbor master. Nobody knows what's going on. Bang, bang. Oh, now we got ships sinking. Oops. Or bridges falling in the water. Oops.
Yeah. I actually do remember that happening. Which last I heard on it, they're going to have that reopened in like 5 years. Allegedly.
I got to say, mid-air collisions of aircraft are extremely rare.
Very rare.
Because everyone listens to air traffic control. So if that Black Hawk was not tuned into air traffic control, that's their fucking bad. And now they're all dead. So way to go, guys. And you killed, in addition to that, you killed over 60 civilians on a civilian aircraft. Way to go, guys.
Yeah, 60
Way
passengers.
to go. Give them all bronze stars for bravery. Fucking fuck, man. Fuck.
I don't think I would have wanted to go that way. Plunging into the Potomac in January.
Well, the good news is, at least the guys in the helicopter, they were definitely dead upon impact.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, that was the big flamey part. Their gas tanks going up. Whereas most of the people on the civilian aircraft would have died until they hit the water.
Until they hit the water. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
And so it wouldn't have been long after that.
Black Hawks, they just immediately went up in a ball of flame. Now, like in the case of the 1982 plane crash, there actually were some survivors. And the Potomac was frozen.
Yes.
Like when the plane crashed, it only partially punched through the ice. And so some of the airplane was above the ice, some was below the ice. And there were people that literally just climbed down from the Arlington Memorial Bridge, jumped into the water and swam out and rescued people from the sinking airplane that ended up sinking into the river, frozen river. Just the whole thing just kind of slid through that hole and under the ice. But I think like 5 or 6 or 7 people were pulled out of the water alive. I think they rescued more than 10 people, but a couple of them, by the time they got them to shore, were already popsicle. Frostbite. And those are the only survivors out of, I don't know how many died in that.
Let's see. There were, according to Wikipedia, there were 79,
there was like close to 80 people.
Yeah, 79 total occupants and only 5 survivors.
Yeah, there you go.
Which is amazing that there were 5 survivors, quite honestly.
And they were not rescued by rescuers.
You know, probably
the 5 people that
the river
survived
was
were rescued by motorists that were just driving down the Arlington Bridge and happened to see the wreck, happened to see the airplane strike the interstate bridge and then see this plane belly flop into the middle of the river. And so they stopped, parked, got out, ran down to the riverbank, fucking jumped in and swam to the plane and rescued people. Yeah. Amazing.
It was probably the fact that the river was frozen that there were any survivors at all.
Yeah. Otherwise, it would have just went right in the water.
Yeah, it would have just taken them.
Yeah, they all would have just drowned.
But again, not the way I would want to go at all.
Another Black Hawk out. Ugh.
Uh-huh. Well, yeah, this time in Little Mogadishu, Southwest DC.
Wow.
Or what should have been Southwest DC. There really is no Southwest DC.
And it was just after 11 o'clock last night. So it's almost 24 hours ago now.
Just about.
Well, let that be a lesson to all of you. Don't ever fly into Reagan again.
Ever.
Bite the bullet, fly into Dulles, and
trying
then
to
you
get
can take
out
the
of that
Silver
airport
Line.
Is ridiculous.
And it's so easy. Once you land at Dulles, you go down to baggage claim, you get your Samsonite suitcase, and then you get on that little people mover belt, and it'll take you under the parking garage. And about 40 minutes later, you'll finally be to the far side of the parking lots, still waiting for the Silver Line to pull up. Next thing you know, you're huffing urine smell, looking at graffiti inside the Metro car, and you'll eventually get to Farragut West. And you could transfer to the Red Line and go up to Gaithersburg and Prince George County, but do you really need more drugs
why
right
would
now?
you do
Don't
that?
you have enough
Why
drugs?
would you do that?
You can go to PG and get more drugs later, okay?
You can do that any day of the week. Shout out PG County. I know there's good people in PG County.
Hey, that's where all my black friends live.
They're
'cause
not
I like
all
doing
criminals. All right. There's some good
We're
people
talking
in PG
soft
County.
drugs, not
Yeah.
hard drugs. I didn't say I was going to Southeast DC. Come on. Ooh. Man, if your buddy says, "Hey, I'm in DC, meet me over on Anacostia," no. As soon as I hear Anacostia, no. No, what are you working at the Navy thing? Everything's closed down there. What am I being invited to a stabbing? What the fuck are you talking about?
Quite possibly. Because, it's a gun-free zone. DC is. Oh, except for the
DC
government.
Southeast.
Except for the government. Government's allowed to have all the guns in the gun-free zone. You're allowed to have none of them.
Boy, at that point, PG County sounds a lot safer. Because it is.
Well, at that point, it is. Correct. These are just things that you learn growing up there.
Did
they get the don't go to the places where you constantly hear the pop, 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 pop.
Yeah. I think the Purple Line's finally done. The Eggplant Transit.
Where did that one go?
PG built their own. Well,
of course,
it's
the
Metro
Purple
line because it's more of like a street trolley hybrid line thing that connects the Red Line and the Green Line through PG County. So it's like an outer belt type transit line that never goes into town. It just stays and just rings the suburbs. And it runs from Gaithersburg over to the G-Dubs.
I'm sure there's utility in that.
I'm pretty sure that's done. Wait, you know what? Let's look it up here.
I am going to look it up, but you can look it up too. I can even change it so that people can see what you're looking up if you want to show it to them.
Let's see.
There we go. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, Purple Line, Maryland. It's 16-mile light rail system line. They started building it many, many years ago, and it's currently under construction.
Oh, so it's not open yet.
God.
Which is why it's not on the maps yet. Because I see yellow, green, red, blue,
still
orange.
Isn't open?
Nah. Dude, come on, man. This is PG
Maryland's
County.
Purple Line.
They are going to milk the fuck out of this project. Are you kidding me?
21 stations on the line. God damn. I thought this thing was supposed to be done in 2022. Isn't it 2025 already?
It is 2025.
What the fuck is taking so long?
It's it's Metro. It's Maryland government.
Oh, Maryland's building this.
Yeah.
Never mind. Maryland does
Dude,
move
even
at
if it was in
Terrapin
Virginia,
speed.
it wouldn't be done yet. It's not like VDOT is any better.
They've got bridges and stuff up here. It's actually coming along. If this was Virginia, there would still just be vacant lots and stakes everywhere.
Could be.
Legal attempts to thwart the line continued even after construction had begun. What were the objections? Oh, the upscale community of Chevy Chase and members of the Columbia Country Club.
Spooktown.
And then they tried to change it to make it a bus line instead of a transit line. That would be Maryland Governor Robert Ehrlich Jr. Oh, Republican. Of course. And there it is, from Landover to Silver Spring. God, look at the route of this thing. Jesus Christ. And now it's light rail, which means it's street running in a lot of places. So it has to, it's taking up lanes of the main road, and it has to stop at stoplights with the rest of the traffic. Fucking retarded. Fucking retarded. So here is a Washington Metro schematic map. You'll notice prominently this big red horseshoe. That would be the red line.
Oh, I see. All right. So this is connecting the red line to the orange line.
From Bethesda across Silver Spring down through College Park and hooking all the way down to New Carrollton.
That is such a fucking hodgepodge.
Fucking retarded.
Yeah.
There's a topological map. So when is this going to be completed?
2030, maybe. That's a stab in the dark. I don't know. I don't know anybody associated with the project.
Resumed in 2022, costs rose.
Well, yeah, because they had to stop working on it because everybody was dying from the super deadly virus.
Train service is now expected to begin in December of 2027.
Probably have to show your digital ID to get on the cars.
3 more years. So this thing is going to open 5 years late.
Yep.
And it's a complete and total waste of money because it's a street running light rail.
Yep.
That's intersecting with heavy rail subway that does not have any street intersections anywhere on its entire system.
What could go wrong?
We're allowed to say retard again, right?
Yes.
That was one of the 1,500 executive orders signed in the first 3 days?
I think we can also say gay again as well.
Oh, thank God.
I'm not using my pass on the other word yet, though. Gonna hold on to that.
Well, I was discussing earlier mashups and remixes. And what I found is that for me, what I consider to be a mashup is where, generally speaking, at least one of the tracks being mixed is pretty much at its original tuning and its original tempo. and then I may take other songs and mix it into it. But there's still original elements of songs in mashups. Whereas with remixes, there may still be original elements, obviously, where things are being sampled, but it's so different. The tempo, the key,
Could be.
everything is so different that it's a completely different song.
Sometimes. Not all
Um,
the time.
Just I mean, with the music and everything, you hear the original and then you hear the remix. So, like for example, I play the original and the mashup, and you're like, okay,
Yeah.
that's a mashup. I
Yeah.
play the original and a remix, and you're like, whoa, now that's a remix.
Sometimes. But not always. Sometimes
It
it's
gets
just
fuzzy.
a different
There's not a
mix.
clear line between them. It's a fuzzy line.
Eh. Well, where the fuzzy line exists, I think, is between like alternate mix and remix.
Yeah.
Remix, I think of as somebody makes a song, somebody else takes that song and imagines it in a different way.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
That's a remix to me. An alternate mix is just like, instead of having this effect set up on, this, I'm going to change it up and do it this way to see how that sounds instead. And you can do like multiples of that, 4, 5, 6, 7 different mixes of the same song. And again, they can all sound different from one another.
And that
but none
would
of
be
them
like
are technically
when I
a
did,
remix.
That would be like when I went down the Norman Finkelstein hole.
Right.
And I made like
right. That's
12
we could just call that like a
alternate
Finkelstein
mixes
hole.
of the same Norman Finkelstein song.
That's right.
Yeah. Dr. Funkelstein.
Always be careful of the Finkelstein holes.
And I'm currently, the latest
get
thing I was
lost down
working
there.
on before I laid down, I'm remixing James Brown again.
Oh, nice.
A track called Release the Pressure, also known as Get Up Off of That Thing. Get up off of that thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Something for the folks to look forward to. But that being said, I think we're going to do something a little different here. I don't think I've ever done this before. We're going to do a before and after to make the comparison. That needs to be unvaccinated. There you go. And all right, and here's the video. Okay, all right, so I need to share this tab instead. So here's the original by Cozy 19 with Ito the Truth of I'm Unvaccinated.
Rip your mask off your face and embrace revolution. When tyranny's a problem, then rebellion's the solution. Public servants ain't serving me, then who the fuck they serving? I already know the answer, I've been over here observing. Follow the money and you'll catch them fucking rats. They lab engineered a common cold from the bats, making humans more susceptible, behavior's unacceptable. Isn't this supposed to be the land of the free? Then why you trying to force them injections into me? Where my freedom fighters at? Raise the truth off this mother, middle fingers in the air, cause we fucking big brother, I'm unvaccinated. I ain't showing you my papers, I'm unvaccinated. I ain't showing you my papers, I'm unvaccinated. I ain't showing you my papers, I ain't showing you my papers, I ain't putting on no mask. So don't you try to tell me, don't you even fucking ask. We know about the reset, we know what's in the shots. They're planning on merging humans with robots. We're gonna intercept their plots or their evil insanity. We're the last stand for the future of humanity. Ain't nowhere to run, ain't nowhere to hide. Stand against these tyrants, help us turn around the tide. Where my freedom fighters at? Raise the truth off this mother, middle fingers in the air, cause we fucking big brother, I'm unvaccinated. I ain't showing you my papers, I'm unvaccinated. I ain't showing you my papers, I'm unvaccinated. I ain't showing you my papers, I ain't showing you my papers, I ain't putting on no mask. So don't you try to tell me, don't you even fucking ask.
Daily reactivated. They done took over their mind, they done cut off all the switches, they done shut off all the lights, go get vaccinated. They went running, got in line, but it ain't even they fault, cause they running around blind, they indoctrinated. From the moment we turn 5, they been programming our brain, they been filling it with lies, get reactivated. Take control over your mind, if you listen I can show you how to read between the lines. And for those who tell the lie, won't be no mercy.
I'm unvaccinated, I ain't showing you my papers, I'm unvaccinated. I ain't showing you my papers, I'm unvaccinated. I ain't showing you my papers, I ain't showing you my papers, I ain't putting on no mask. So don't you try to tell me, don't you even fucking ask.
Fuck a crooked politician on the money making mission, man. If they ain't for the people, run them out of their position. They can mandate what they want, just another pot to piss in. I'm a free man, homie, never needed no permission. Freedom ain't for free, gotta pay for your admission. Put some soldiers in position, gonna arrest some sons of bitches. We got proof beyond suspicion about the crimes they committed, and we supposed to trust them. Fuck that, where my freedom fighters at? Yeah, the truth in this motherfucker bird is in the air, cause we fucking big brother, I'm unvaccinated. I ain't showing you no papers, I'm unvaccinated. I ain't showing you no papers, I'm unvaccinated. I ain't showing you no papers, I ain't showing you no papers, I ain't putting on no mask. And don't you try and tempt me, bitch, I put one in your ass.
I'm unvaccinated, I ain't showing you my papers, I'm unvaccinated. I ain't showing you my papers, I'm unvaccinated. I ain't showing you my papers, I ain't showing you my papers, I ain't putting on no mask. So don't you try to tell me, don't you even fucking ask.
Yeah, Junk had the same question I did. Because apparently Cozy's like a Thug Life Corbett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I had to show you that video so you could see what we're talking about.
That's wild.
Isn't he a doppelganger?
He's close. I wouldn't say he's a doppelganger, but he's close. Like, I mean, that was the first thing I saw. It was like bald head, beard, glasses. Oh, it's fucking Corbett.
It's Corbett.
Yeah.
It's a Kodomo-san.
Not even, man. That's not even close to Kodomo-san. But you have to say
there
it
was
right. It has to be
original.
Kodomo-san.
There was the original. And now we're going to follow that.
Oh, that
right
was the
up.
original.
Yeah, that was the original.
I thought that
Cozy
was your remix.
Oh, no.
I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of bumping. That's all right.
You'll know it's a DJ High Yona remix when you hear woohoo.
Well, yeah, typically.
And live from the 304, because that's our area code in the Westy Virginia part. So let's see here. So this is what I'm calling a full-blown ass remix. But you decide. And yes, it is 4 minutes and 20 seconds long. I did that on purpose.
Live from the 304.
Rip your mask off your face and embrace revolution. When tyranny's a problem and rebellion's the solution. Public servants ain't serving me, then who the fuck they serving? I already know the answer, I've been over here observing. Follow the money and you'll catch them fucking rats. They lab engineer a common cold from the bats, making humans more susceptible, behavior's unacceptable. Isn't this supposed to be the land of the free? Then why you trying to force them injections into me? Where my freedom fighters at? Raise the truth off this mother, middle fingers in the air, cause we fucking big. Brother, I'm unvaccinated. I ain't showing you my papers, I'm unvaccinated. I ain't showing you my papers, I'm unvaccinated. I ain't showing you my papers, I ain't showing you my papers, I ain't putting on no mask. So don't you try to tell me, don't you even fucking ask. We know about the reset, we know what's in the shots. They're planning on merging humans with robots. We're gonna intercept their plots or their evil insanity. We're the last stand for the future of humanity. Ain't nowhere to run, ain't nowhere to hide. Stand against these tyrants, help us turn around the tide. Where my freedom fighters at? Raise the truth off this mother, middle fingers in the air.
Video
brother, I'm unvaccinated. I ain't showing you my papers, I'm unvaccinated. I ain't showing you my papers, I'm unvaccinated. I ain't showing you my papers, I ain't showing you my papers, I ain't putting on no mask. So don't you try to tell me, don't you even fucking ask.
They deactivated, they done took over their mind, they done cut off all the switches, they done shut off all the lights, go get vaccinated. They went running, got in line, but it ain't even their fault, cause they running around blind, they indoctrinated. From the moment we turn 5, they been programming our brain. they been feeling it with lies, get reactivated. Take control over your mind. If you listen, I can show you how to read between the lines. And for those who tell the lie, won't be no mercy.
I'm unvaccinated. I ain't showing you my papers. I'm unvaccinated. I ain't showing you my papers. I'm unvaccinated. I ain't showing you my papers. I ain't showing you my papers. I ain't putting on no mask. So don't you try to tell me. Don't you even fucking ask.
Fuck a crooked politician on the money making mission. Man, if damn for the people, run them out of their position. They can mandate what they want. Just another pot to piss, and I'm a free man. Homie never needed no permission. Freedom ain't for free. Gotta pay for your admission. Put some soldiers in position. Gonna arrest some sons of bitches. We got proof they on suspicion about the crimes they committed, and we supposed to trust them. Fuck that. Where my freedom fighters at? Yeah, the truth in this motherfucking bird is in the air. Cause we fucking big brother, I'm unvaccinated. I ain't showing you my papers, I'm unvaccinated. I ain't showing you my papers, I'm unvaccinated. I ain't showing you no papers, I ain't showing you no papers. I ain't putting on no mask. And don't you try and tip me, bitch, I put one in your ass.
So don't you try to tell me, don't you even fucking ask.
They deactivated, they done took over their mind. They done cut off all the switches, they done shut off all the lights. Go get vaccinated. They went running, got in line, but it ain't even their fault. Cause they running around blind, they indoctrinated. From the moment we turn 5, they been programming our brain. They been filling it with lies, get reactivated. Take control over your mind. If you listen, I can show you how to read between the lines. And for those who tell the lie, won't be no mercy.
I'm unvaccinated. I ain't showing you my papers. I'm unvaccinated. I ain't showing you my papers. I'm unvaccinated. I ain't showing you my papers. I ain't showing you my papers. I ain't putting on no mask. So don't you try to tell me. Don't you even fucking ask.
Fuck a crooked politician on the money making mission. Man, if damn for the people, run them out of their position. They can mandate what they want. Just another pot to piss, and I'm a free man. Homie never needed no permission. Freedom ain't for free. Gotta pay for your admission. Put some soldiers in position. Gonna arrest some sons of bitches. We got proof they on suspicion about the crimes they committed, and we supposed to trust them. Fuck that. Where my freedom fighters at? Yeah, the truth in this motherfucking bird is in the air. Cause we fucking big brother, I'm unvaccinated. I ain't showing you no papers, I'm unvaccinated. I ain't showing you no papers, I'm unvaccinated. I ain't showing you no papers, I ain't showing you no papers. I ain't putting on no mask. And don't you try and tip me, bitch, I put one in your ass.
I'm unvaccinated. I ain't showing you my papers. I'm unvaccinated. I ain't showing you my papers. I'm unvaccinated. I ain't showing you my papers. I ain't showing you my papers. I ain't putting on no mask. So don't you try to tell me. Don't you even fucking ask.
Is that Braille?
Yes, I think so.
That was
I think
wild.
they-
What's
So that was the-
what's the name of that one? What's the remix name?
I'm unvaccinated.
Well, no,
Oh,
that
it's
yeah.
but it's the Cozy Pure Soap remix.
Why pure soap?
Because Cozy Wellness makes a pure soap that they sell,
Oh, okay.
and
I guess that makes sense.
yeah, that's that's one of his side hustles. He makes pure natural soap.
Oh,
So for those that are real stanky, and we all get stanky at times,
we all get stanky. Yeah.
even I wash my ass on rare occasion. And when it comes to washing the ass, soap always helps.
Mm-hmm.
And
Better to
pure
have soap.
is better than not pure soap, I'm going to say. I've not tried the Cozy soap, but I thought, you know what? I like the guy's song. I remixed the song. I want to support his type of content and the work that he's creating. And so
Hmm.
I thought, why not throw people onto some cozy bars of soap?
There you go. I believe it was the great philosopher Michael Diamond who said, "If you wash your ass, you best use soap."
That's right.
Yeah,
And he too was from the 5 boroughs of
that's
New
right.
York City.
That's right.
That's right.
Oh, so Cozy is from New York City.
He is in Brooklyn, New York.
Oh, wow.
He and Ito the Truth. And after sharing my remix version,
So
with him,
Ito was the homie that was with him.
yes, he's the
doing the
number 2
raps.
that comes in.
Okay.
Yeah, he's riding sidecar with our James Corbett lookalike, and those 2 Brooklynites, is that what you call them?
Brooklanders, I think.
Or Brooklanders?
I think that's it. Brooklanders.
Brooklynonians? Is it like Babylonians? Brooklynonians? I'm going to go with Brooklynites.
Okay.
because it makes me think of kryptonite. Shout out Kal-El. Anyways, that's Superman for those that don't know. I know him by his Krypton name. Um, so Brooklynites.
Didn't know you were tight like that.
I get around. I get around like Tupac. I've been as far as Uranus and beyond. But that's because we traveled together. But it's strictly professional. Don't get any ideas there, folks. Don't know if we'll be going to another Third Eye Carnival in a car, though. I think next time it's going to be an
Definitely
RV.
not a car that small.
We're going to need to be able to produce meth on the road. But because I still have teeth left.
I got the
gotta get rid of
perfect
the other
idea. We should get a Winnebago.
Yeah. Winnebago. Let me tell you something. That's a special word to me. That takes me back. The first toy I really ever was attached to was a toy Winnebago. And this is so long ago. Okay. This is like back in the year of Smashing Pumpkin, which for those that don't know, the year of Smashing Pumpkin is 1979, of course.
Oh, 79. Gotcha. Okay.
1970. Yeah,
Shakedown.
Anyways, so 1979, 3.5 going on 4 years old. I get my little Winnebago thing. You know, I don't know what, 12 inches by 18 inches by 10 inches high.
That's what she said.
and I can open the top. And so we had this local gas station general store down in my little hometown village of Lyons Station called Mays and J's. Just one pump, full service, right? So either May or Jay would go out and do the windows and pump the gas. But it was a different era, different age. We're in future time now. But so I'd go down there, I'd get my new grape in the little glass bottle.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd get me a new grape, and it would cost me 80 cents for a bottle of new grape. He would pop the top off of it. I'd drink it. Well, then once I would get at least 4 empty bottles at the house, I would then put them in my Winnebago and push my Winnebago down the gravel road 2 miles to Mays and J's.
2 miles?
But I was with my sisters, so it's not just the 4-year-old, it's the 4-year-old, the 7-year-old, and the 9-year-old. And
okay, so it was like a gang of you.
Yeah, like Rugrats, the cartoon.
Right.
And so
I'd imagine at least
they're
one
coming
was
along,
packing
and
a
then
knife.
I'm pushing my Winnebago, and I've got my 4 or 5. So I could hold up to 6 empty glass bottles, push it all the way to Mays and J's, and then turn in the glass bottles.
That's right. Trade them bitches in.
And they're deposit bottles, so I get 20 cents back, which means with 4 bottles, I turn in the 4 bottles, bam! I just got me a
Instant
brand new
soda.
ice cold new grape soda.
Damn straight. I
With
miss that
delicious
shit, man.
Blue Lake 5 and Yellow 5 and Red 3 and Red 40. But Bobby Kennedy fucked all that up.
Yeah, he did. Oh shit!
See how I got that
going on
segue in there?
Yeah, I see that.
Segue.
I guess we're going there.
I didn't forget about Booby Kennedy. I got you, Dr. Shiva. We're going after this motherfucker now. I'm going harder on Bobby Kennedy than all those cunt senators did. And I'm not even funded by Big Pharma.
Oh, you think you're going to be harder on him than Elizabeth Warren was?
Even harder than Bernie Shekels. Did you know that onesies are clothing for children, Drizzle? I didn't know that until Bernie put me on game. Good luck, Bern.
I need to find that audio of, what was it, Bernie said something about, do you support these onesies?
Yes. Yes. Yeah,
that was hilarious.
I'm telling you, the interplay between Booby and Bernie Shekels on the onesies.
They got good writers for that bit. Yes, they did. I don't know if
That's
they
about
hired out from Hollywood or what, but
and I guarantee that's going to be on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah,
guarantee that's making SNL.
Oh
that
yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And it'll be written by the same writers.
Probably.
Probably. Because SNL is CIA. Oh, I didn't say that out loud, did
Lorne Michaels is with the company?
Surely not.
I guess that would make sense.
No way. There's no way.
Why wouldn't it?
Why would the CIA have anything to do with Horatio Sands and Jimmy Fallon fucking and sucking on 13-year-old fangirls at the after parties?
I don't know. I
They
mean,
wouldn't have anything
why
to
the
do
hell
with
was Nick Kroll on Saturday Night Live for so many fucking years?
Oh,
I never found him to be funny ever.
yeah, that's a red flag. That's a red flag. You know what? Whatever happened with that whole thing with Horatio Sands and Jimmy Fallon and the underage girls at the SNL party
Oh, I'm
with
sure it went away
drinking and
because they
no,
started
Jimmy Fallon's still doing his
straightened up,
show.
and yeah,
So I guess no harm, no foul.
I guess not. I guess he agreed to do the thing that they needed him to do, so that went away.
It apparently did.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Wow. I mean, the shit that was going on at those SNL parties was borderline Anthony Kiedis.
Probably.
Shout out to Jamie Deluxe for putting us on game there.
Hmm.
I still, to me, the most damning thing in all of that has to be when it goes to recent interview of Anthony Kiedis. And the interviewer asks him, like, hey, you ever thought about telling a book? And he's like, wait a second. I've already done that. He's like, well, what should people know about Anthony? Nothing. Nothing at all. Wrote a book and I shouldn't have done that. It was a mistake. Really? Interesting.
Huh.
Which makes me
Well,
think Anthony Kiedis should really move on to working SNL. He'd be perfect for SNL. He'd fit right in.
Well, yeah, because he's a total fame whore.
And he could, and who better to host the SNL after parties for the underage SNL fans than Anthony Kiedis?
That's right. Now you know why his last name is Kiedis.
It's got it right there.
Yeah.
Kiedis fucker. And you know he's going to come with a great salsa. It's going to have red hot chili peppers in it.
That was too soon. That was too soon.
That was too soon.
That was just.
I mean,
that,
my
that
God,
was a little distasteful. All right.
My God, when the fan is coming to the SNL after party and she's got crowns in her purse, crayons. What are you guys doing? What are you guys?
Well, I mean, most people can't read anymore, so.
What are you guys doing?
I don't know. Speaking of cooking meth in the desert, we got banned from TikTok. Finally, yeah.
It happened today?
Yeah, well, I found out about it today. Allegedly we got, because we got 2 strikes on the clips that we put up of the Matthew Crawford interview.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently there were 2 that somehow in some way, shape, or form violated community guidelines.
Standards?
Yeah. But they wouldn't really get specific about how or why. And they were just like, no, you can't appeal it either. There's just 2 strikes there. And then apparently, because I uploaded 4 clips from last week's Friday Night Open Lines yesterday, and then I was going to upload 4 more today because that's you know,
right.
the workflow. And there was a message saying, oh, well, you have to log in. I was like, that's weird. I never have to log into this app. They're like, yeah, your account has been banned. You've gotten a 3rd strike. This 3rd strike now, you're out. You can't play on TikTok anymore. Goodbye. Go away.
But I thought TikTok was going to be banned anyway, so fuck them.
Right, which makes it even more ironic. But here's the crazy thing. Like, I went to, and I posted
I'm not banned. You're banned.
I posted a screenshot of this in the Telegram channel. I went to TikTok on my browser right? Because I've never interacted with TikTok on the new machine. So there was nothing that was going to preload on it. And I go and I look up the account and I go and look at the account. There's the 4 clips that I posted yesterday. One of them has views. 3 of them have 0 views. None of them were removed.
Huh.
Meaning that none of them were actually struck. Apparently, they just decided, this fucker's going to try this shit again. No, get the fuck out of here.
You know, I haven't uploaded anything to TikTok in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And now that this has happened, there's only one kind of video I will be uploading to TikTok from now on. And every single video will feature Whiny the Pooh.
What, you think this is a China thing?
Yeah.
No, I don't think this is a China thing.
I mean, you mean to tell me that the CIA is in China?
Our strikes came on January 22nd, January 24th, and January 29th.
Well, that's all post-Trump.
Correct. You can spot patterns.
Huh.
Yeah.
So,
isn't that interesting? TikTok gets yanked. They get saved at the last minute by fucking King Daddy Cheeto Dick. And then they come back and all of a sudden we're gone.
oh no. So does that mean like all my songs where I'm singing with Palestinian artists and like shitting on genocidal maniac Zionists?
Mm-hmm.
That's not a good look now, is it?
I mean, if I were you, I would go and pull that stuff down. But that's not, again, it's not that they went back in the history and looked for stuff. This was all new stuff that had been posted.
Oh, well, I've got more Palestinian songs that I could post. That would probably be a bad idea too.
Yes, that would be a bad idea, especially now.
All right. What about the one where I make fun of their Israeli national anthem and mix it in with the
probably not going to be a good idea either.
What's his name? Benny, the guy, is it Benny Hill? Funny man from England, Benny Hill.
Yeah. Always had the women running around. Yeah.
Because that's the one. It's the one about the poop smeared mattresses in the Jew tunnels.
Yes.
That song. Because I actually took the Israeli national anthem and mixed it in with the poop mattress lyrics and then the Benny Hill, which honestly you could take as offensive to Israel.
Uh-huh.
Which would make sense because it was intentional.
Yeah.
Anyway.
The funny thing is they found out that we were talking smack and apparently somebody just patched in. Because you went all robot-y for a minute and then came back in.
Well, hello, Unit 8200 and Mossad. Hasbro helps the genocide go down. Have some more. Jeez. And shout out to GTR5 USS Liberty. Still mad at you motherfuckers for that shit. And for 911. Oh, we're just here to document the event. Document what event, you dancing motherfucking terrorists?
Oh, you're about to find out. I did appeal the TikTok ban.
Oh, yeah?
So we'll see.
Oh, an awaiting response from TikTok Central.
Yes, they said it could take up to 7 days. I don't remember if it said 7 business days, which would actually end up being probably like 10 days. But I know it said 7 days.
So are they still a Chinese company, or are they going to have to divest and become an American company?
I have no clue, and I don't think it really matters. I think all of that shit is theatrical. I really do.
I'm
I don't think
always
it matters who owns
confused
TikTok.
when I hear all the anti-China rhetoric. I'm always so confused because with all of the shop and deliver orders that I do, and all of the dollar stores, Costco's, Sam Club, Walmart, on and on, all the places that I have to go to day after day, and literally aisle after aisle after aisle, department after department after department, 90% of everything is made in China.
Yep. Even some of
And
the
if
food.
you put 25, 30% tariffs on everything that's made in China and then take away the income tax, it's still going to be more expensive for everyone to get their basic daily needs.
Right. Which is
Because
why
they go
we'll
to
need
Walmart and
Yeah.
Costco and Dollar Tree and Family
Right.
Dollar and Dollar General, which is every
Right.
2 miles in any direction.
Yes.
And everything's made in China. So if you make the price of the toilet paper and the toothpaste and everything else that you buy for your daily, uh, uh, make it make sense. The math is like, look, it makes me feel good when I hear somebody say, let's stop taxing Americans to enrich foreign nations and let's tariff foreign nations to enrich Americans. Well, it, in principle, makes sense. Sounds good. But in practice, when you look at the reality of how people are just barely hanging on, barely surviving, and the way that we've been able to barely hang on and survive by our fingernails, digging into the cliff edge, has been going to the dollar store, going to Walmart. Gone are the days of everyone going to the shopping mall or the indoor mall. I mean, it's just slowly but surely consumer choice and price has been degraded and lowered and lowered and lowered and lowered to the point that now you get to go into a dollar store where there's only one employee who's doing stock, but you can't use the self checkout because they turned that off because of shoplifting. So now you have to ring a bell, wait for them to finally come around, and now the 10 or 12 people that are now standing in line can finally get checked out with all of their stuff made in Vietnam, Laos, China, Morocco, Bangladesh. Hi, dead fella. Yeah, I mean, I understand, and morally and ethically, I'm there. I'm right there with you. Fuck these free trade agreements. Fuck global trade. We need more tariffs. But, in the short term, if you just push the fucking tariff button tomorrow, and 90% of everything on the shelves where the vast majority of the American public goes to buy
Tomorrow
their
is a
underwear and
Friday.
toilet paper and toothpaste and shampoo and soap. What the fuck do you think? I mean, well, snap a finger and this whole goddamn country's going to look like Soviet Russia. It almost already is. I mean, I'm already
Just
going
about
into
there.
Dollar General stores with empty shelves everywhere. They do this, and I don't know if it'll be weird because you'll have shelves full, but nobody will be buying it because nobody can afford it.
Well, that's what the CVS's and the Walgreens and stuff are going to be like, because everything is going to be behind glass.
It already is.
Well, yeah.
Like when I go to do a shopping order at the CVS or the Walgreens in Columbus, I have to go get one of the workers, and they come over with the big Chris Farley janitor key ring, and they've got to fumble through key ring after key ring, fumbling around trying to figure out which one unlocks this door. And okay, all right,
They can't
we got my
have
20
one
ounce
key
bottle of
for
pop.
every
Okay, I'm
fucking
sorry.
door.
Now we
Are
got
you
to go over. I've got to get
serious?
this candy bar.
Nobody
we
could
open that
figure
door.
this out. Holy shit!
Oh my god, it's such a shit show.
I don't think we're gonna make it, dude.
No, we're not. In fact, we're not going to make it. we're fucked.
I'm starting to
And,
think, yeah. Because the masses they're losing IQ points like on a daily basis now. Like it's starting to get really bad.
Yeah.
Like again, like helicopters running into planes, bad.
And in 2025, on that Black Hawk helicopter, they don't have any type of radar, and they don't have any type of radio equipment that would pick up air traffic control. So it's not their fault. Maybe
I
one
don't
day
know
in the
about
future
all
we'll
that.
have that technology.
I don't know. I don't know all of those details, which is why I'm not trying to place blame anywhere other than maybe it was orchestrated to kill some specific people because there's something about to happen.
There ain't no way that Black Hawk ain't got fucking radio equipment on it that works. There ain't no way that Black Hawk ain't got no kind of radar whatsoever to tell when objects are coming towards it. Come on, man.
I don't know, D. The dum-dums are getting dumber by the day. Like, how much longer before they just finally say, okay, well, we've already got this built anyway, so whether you guys want to do it or not, we're fucking doing it.
See, that's the problem. When we're told, don't even think about it. It was an accident. It was a mistake. Mistakes happen. Accidents happen. It was just a coincidence. Don't think nothing about it. Don't be putting on your tinfoil hat. It was totally not on purpose. It's just random, just an accidental security mess up. And then, oh, look, there's some kids in prone position on the roof popping shots in Butler, Pennsylvania. But it was just happenstance, just oopsies, just constant coinky dinkies, right? Come the fuck on, man.
So what, you think it was Iran?
Well, like with this collision of the helicopter and the airplane, at best, it was just a perfect comedy of errors and a genuine accident. At worst, again, who needed to die? And sorry about everybody else that died in the process.
Doesn't matter. Collateral
Doesn't
damage.
matter. Collateral damage. The objective was met.
Correct.
All that matters is the objective.
All that matters is the value of completing the objective versus whatever the collateral damage is going to be. If the target is valuable enough, then it doesn't matter how many other people around that person die.
This wouldn't be the first time we had helicopters dropping to the ground adjacent Reagan. I mean, that's kind of how Reagan got into office. Jimmy Carter sent helicopters to rescue the Iranian hostages.
Yeah, they didn't do so well, though.
Oh, somebody forgot to refuel them. Oops. And they ran out of gas over the desert and crashed. And what do you know? Reagan then defeats Jimmy Carter. As he's coming into office, what do you know? The hostages are freed.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about this last time with the yellow ribbons on the utility poles. It was a big fucking deal. And that was before the plane went into the Potomac. Because that was 82.
Yep.
And we're talking 81 when Reagan came into office.
Reagan and Poppy Bush and Brent Scowcroft.
Oh.
Yeah. You don't hear too many people talking about old Scowcroft.
Yeah.
He's high up there.
And Rumsfeld was in that admin too.
Mm-hmm.
Donnie was there.
And Cheney too, as well, I believe.
Yep. Good old penis Cheney. Wow, do you know there's only 15 minutes left of this episode?
No, there's more than that. We got 18 minutes. By my clock. Your clock is fast. Why? You got to get out of here? You got a date?
No, I just can't believe it went by that fast. Feels like we've only been on here for about an hour, and it's been like an hour and 40 minutes. I did play a lot of music, though.
Yeah. But it's been an eventful week.
Yeah.
There's a lot of crazy shit happening.
So back to Booby Kennedy and this whole thing with this confirmation hearing.
Mhm.
Isn't he still a Zionist?
Yes.
Like wasn't it
But
Bobby,
so is Trump.
wasn't it Bobby Kennedy that
So
said
is
that?
Tulsi. So is everybody in the
remember
fucking administration, as far as I
I'm
can
going to
tell.
attribute this quote to Bobby, but I remember hearing Bobby Kennedy himself saying in his charming rantcast accent that Israel is our aircraft carrier in the Middle East. He actually said that out loud.
Well, that is an accurate statement.
Right. But for him to say an actual fact,
He can get away with it. That's the thing. He can get away with saying things that other people can't.
but he's also a kid fucker too.
Well, and what the hell was up with Mary?
I mean,
What
what
all
happens
went
in the
on
Kennedy
there?
compound stains in the Kennedy compound. That's why they have maids there. And who can? And I still haven't forgot about Chappaquiddick, Ed. Anyways,
You mean
take your Kennedy,
Ted.
take your pick. Which
Teddy.
scandal you want to talk about?
Right.
I mean, people talk about the Clinton body count. There's also the Kennedy body count.
Yeah,
That's actually
there
a
is.
thing.
Yes, it is. And some of the bodies are Kennedy bodies.
That's right.
Which is, you can't say the same thing about the Clintons.
That's right. That's a different body pile.
That's right. I just don't understand how people are still fooled by this dog and pony show. I really don't.
I did have to go to the school the other day because I guess I'll share a little bit of actual Yonaling type real life dealings here. So apparently now in Head Start preschool for your 3 and 4 and going on 5-year-olds, it's preschool, totally not daycare. Wink, wink. And at preschool now, they require full dental examination and regular dentist visits as part of enrollment at preschool Head
For
Start.
children that don't even have their permanent teeth.
Oh, they drill and fill and do all kinds of dental work.
Oh, I know they do. I know they do.
Yeah. It's a burgeoning new profit center in dentistry. Because I mean, they're kids. What are they going to say? And it's money in the bank. Most of them are on. What do they call that program under Medicare that covers all kids?
Medicaid?
Right, but there's a thing under Medicaid. Something for
I don't know. Healthy Start.
Anyways, point being, it's covered.
Of course, it's covered.
It's paid for. So, but not really, because
there's always a copay with dental. Always.
When it comes to dental and eye care, there's a copay.
That's right.
So we're informed that we have to do this. So we're like, okay.
Gee, I wonder how
We'll just make a dentist appointment, and we'll just do that. Well, to go to make a dentist appointment is like 2-3 months out until we can even get into the dentist because there's such a wait time. because now there's all this demand at the dentist office to see 3 and 4 and 5-year-old mouths because the schools are now requiring it, because the state requires it, because the federal government requires it, because the American Dentistry Association has lobbyists on K Street too. That's in DC, which, as we've explained before, stands for District of Criminals. Keep up with me here. So, going back to the school, because when we hear back from the dentist office, they're like, okay, bring her in 2025 and whatever month later. And you're going to need to bring in $142 copay. I'm sorry, what? 140 what? Yeah, not going to be doing that.
Nope.
No, not going to be doing that. So we'll then tell the school, well, it's going to be a couple months till we can get her in, and it's going to be this big copay. And they're like, oh, well, we've actually got the dentist bus is coming, or the van, the dental van is coming by the Head Start clinic.
What, is it like a pedophile rape van or something? What the fuck?
I mean, I remember when it came to our elementary school when I was in 3rd grade, and they handed out all the nasty cups of fluoride.
Oh yeah, they did that at our school too.
Yeah,
here, stick this in your mouth for a while.
Yeah, and then for some of the lucky kids, they actually put them in a chair and were looking and had the mirrors in their mouth and stuff. And so they're doing that. So it's like, but in order to participate in that, either you or her will need to come down and fill out the paperwork at the school. I was like, okay, well, I'll go down there and fill it out. So I go down there to the daycare center. I'm sorry, did I say the Head Start school for 3 and 4-year-olds? Fill out all this paperwork, and so we start doing it.
Are there any teachers at this school, like with master's degrees?
Well, they're accredited. No, they're just. It's actually not even part of the school system at all. And they have their own buses because it's a private company. But in fact, there's some that stay later, and you can pick your kids up even as late as 7:00. But it's not. It's a school. It's not a daycare center. Anyways, so I go in there and I sit down. My God, it's like 7 or 8 pages. And because I just thought I just need to sign like a permission slip or something,
Right.
I didn't know it was going to be all this.
Liability waiver and fucking whatever else.
Oh no, worse than that. Starting off, first question: what's the name of her psychiatrist or psychologist?
What? She's 3.
But it doesn't have one. Oh, well, yeah, most don't yet.
Oh, is it? And that's when you put in NA for not applicable.
Next question.
Yeah.
Which pharmacy does she use? The pharmacy? Well, I mean, for like, she doesn't have a head shrink. She's not getting any SSRIs yet.
The operative word being yet.
Moving on from her serotonin uptake levels. Next question, please. Again, a year later and then kindergarten. But moving on with the question. So then the next, ask the doctor. And finally we get to what's fucking going on with this van? Oh, well, they're going to do dental exam. And then there'll be, they're going to go over dental hygiene, and they'll be giving out toothbrushes and toothpaste, and then they'll have the fluoride treatment. I was like, I said, wait a second. The toothpaste they're giving out. Do you know what kind of toothpaste it is?
Probably Crest.
I mean, We buy toothpaste for my daughter that does not have fluoride in it because NIH, NIAID, and the CDC have now all written briefs in agreement supporting the JAMA published clinical article establishing a link between fluoride ingestion and lowering of IQ.
Well, maybe just a little bit. Just a little.
And the Journal of American
Just a
Medical
little over time.
Association, or JAMA, just published that last week, and Bobby Kennedy was
It's
talking about
certainly
that on
not
TV
cumulative, Yona.
literally 2 hours before I'm talking to this chick who's telling me about the fluoride toothpaste and the fluoride that they're going to be giving them in addition to the toothpaste. And I said, yeah, I don't want any of that. And she's like, and so then we go to the actual parental approval page. There's like 5 different boxes. Well, I approve to this, but not that. Well, I approve to this and this, but not that. Well, I only approve for this, or I don't approve for none. And I'm like, and they're going to keep track of all of this
No.
and not mix up and give to. Yeah, I just, I don't know, man. I might just keep her home because I see there's this word I keep thinking about, like rhymes with bust and must. Trust.
Mm.
Trust is earned and not gifted. I don't just give trust
If you're
to
doing it
total
right,
fucking
yeah.
strangers that I don't know and never see and never met before. That's not how trust works. You have to earn your trust and establish credibility.
Hmm.
Because starting out, me not knowing who the fuck you are or why you're showing up at my daughter's school with a dental van, and what your intentions are and what you plan to do. And why do you need pharmacy information again if you're just doing a dental exam?
Right.
And why do you need to know who her head shrink is?
Right. If you're just
It
checking
just
her
shows
teeth.
me now in the year 2025 how much more the front lines have advanced by predatory monopolies in the United States.
Yes,
when
this
it
is
comes
all
to
part of the One
harvesting
Health
children
initiative.
for money. They're
This was
harvesting children for money.
well, they've always done that, but this is different. This is part of what the healthcare system is envisioned as being going forward, where it's no longer you have a doctor for this and a doctor for that. I mean, you're still going to have all of those things, but it's all going to be consolidated so that they know, basically, so that everybody knows everything about you all the time, and you have absolutely no say in that whatsoever.
And it begins with digitalization of medical records so that you can
Correct.
collate all those digital records, which is something that
Correct.
Bobby Kennedy himself actually, that's one of his main lanes. When he talks about going to Fiji and Samoa and elsewhere in the Pacific Islands, that's what he was there doing, digitizing their medical records so they could collate their records and trying to get to the bottom of the measles outbreak and the vaccination rates and getting all these vaccination records digitized, which is really going to help with your digital wallet and your digital ID and your digital currency. And after all, don't forget, you can digitally stimulate your prostate gland yourself. You just have to enter the rectal canal digitally. But that's a different digital. It's a different digital penetration. But that's what this is all about. We're data scraping you. And It's kind of a data scrape when you stimulate the prostate as well. That's why you need to wash your
Well,
hands when you're done. About all I got,
mean,
Chris.
physical matter can be represented as data, so you're correct. That is data scraping.
Gets under your fingernails. Those are called terabytes. I can't make this shit up. It is what it is.
Oh, see, if you stay around to the end, that's when you get the best content. Not everybody knows that. Some people jump off early and they miss out. It happens every single week. I see it happen.
Yeah. That's why you always want to lube before you insert the USB-C. Man. And they are pushing the fucking shots like crazy. Every other billboard, every other store I go into, even on the fucking gas pump.
What, the COVID shots or flu shots?
As COVID shots, flu shots, as I'm pumping the gas, like it used to be where, okay, like some of the pumps have like a little TV monitor where it'll play shows or commercials and it'll just yap the whole time you're fueling up your gas tank.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Now they've got ones where, in addition to that on the screen, the readout that shows the money and the gallons going in the tank, that's now become a fucking tracker. Like at the bottom of a fucking ESPN.
A scroll.
And it's scrolling across. And as I'm looking to see how much money I've spent, oh shit, my numbers are scrolling across and it's telling me, don't forget to stop by Kroger Pharmacy. The new COVID shots are in. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? It's inside the fucking gas pump now. It's literally fucking everywhere. And I look over across from the fucking gas pumps. There it is on the fucking billboard.
Jesus.
And then I look over at the CVS in the window and the door of the CVS. Big fucking poster boards. New shots are in. They're already doing it again. We're already here.
Yeah, they're ramping it up with the bird flu.
And Bobby Kennedy is pro-vax. That was the most, everyone's talking about Big Pharma Girl, Lizard, Chowders, Mini Clams, Pocahontas going after him, rightfully so, as well as Bernie Shekels, but with his onesies. But the thing of it is, he kept saying, but I love vaccines. I'm pro-vaccine. I support the children's vax schedule. I mean, is that lost on everybody? Hello?
Yeah, did like nobody else hear him say that?
Come on, man.
How many shots are there on the childhood schedule now?
There's 84 shots, George Orwell.
And he said he supports that. Sticking your kid 84 times in what, 3 years?
Yeah. Well, over the 18 years. It's a total of 84. But that's not including all the COVID shots.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how the vote goes. I think because there was a heavy smear campaign that was carried out by his own family, as a matter of fact. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. But
don't Republicans have a supermajority in the Senate now? Didn't the Republicans have a landslide victory last November when it came to picking up congressional seats, Senate seats?
That doesn't
state
mean anything.
Gubernatorial office.
None of that means anything.
But there's so many. I thought RFK was a Democrat.
I mean, historically, that's what his family has been. And
but
he
now,
even said that many of the
Trump
people
pariah.
there. Yeah, he said that many of the people there used to be his friends.
Yeah.
So I guess that would technically mean that, yes, he was also a Democrat, I guess. If we're supposed to infer that.
Now he's an independent?
I don't think it really matters. I think they just need him to play a role for a specific amount of time so that they can get the medical records unsiloed and fed into the systems. Once they've got that data stream going, they can move on to the next phase, which is monetizing it.
Well, we're getting ahead of ourselves. That's for next week's episode of Get Packed Harder, where we get into the mother lode of data, the Shangri-La of data, the great data prize between your thighs that they're all gunning for, and that is
my taint
biometrics.
Oh, well, yeah, anal print.
Biometrics, biological data, DNA, blood, semen, stool, urine, any and all biological data they can get from you is going to help nail down your digital ID.
That's right. All right, bonus time's over.
There you go.
Say
there
goodnight,
you go.
Gracie.
There's a sneak peek of what's to come next week, folks. Woohoo! Until then, smoke more of the weeds, and to find out more, fuck around.
That's right.
Keep tuning into Liberty Radio and all your other affiliated homie spots. And beyond that, you already know what to fucking do. You're here, aren't you?
That's right.
Hashtag welcome home. Fuck it, we ball.
That's right. And we'll ball again tomorrow night, but for right now, we're going home.
Wedge Stoligini God. Blessings to all.
Good night, everybody.